Good morning and welcome to the 2024 Indo-Pacific Business Forum, live from Manila, the Philippines. Today's forum is live streamed to countries around the world. With that, we are now ready to get the forum started. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to the Director of the U.S. Trade and Development Agency, the Honorable Eno Ebong.
Your Excellency, President Marcos, Secretary Pascual, Assistant Secretary Crittenbrink, those of you around the world watching, and to all of you who have joined us here today, a very good morning and the warmest of welcomes to the 6th Indo-Pacific Business Forum. I would like to start by giving special thanks to the government of the Philippines for their hospitality and their graciousness in co-hosting this business forum. I also want to recognize the Department of State, which has been our steadfast partner in each of the years that the U.S. Trade and Development Agency has co-hosted IPBF. There is a strong reason for our deep commitment to this forum year after year. The United States is a proud Indo-Pacific nation, but we cannot successfully do business with our partners across this vast region unless we meet you where you are. Nothing can replace the face-to-face partnership building, and nothing allows us to understand your priorities better than showing up, listening, and taking action together. This is vital because we share common challenges that can only be addressed through collaboration as equal partners. We are committed to a free and open Indo-Pacific and recognize that our shared prosperity is tied to strengthening the region's inclusivity and resilience. This requires high-quality infrastructure that is accessible to every community, every family, and every child. It requires taking action on climate and strengthening our supply chains. And it requires a joint commitment from our public and private sectors. Indeed, our private sectors are central to any discussion on economic growth, trade, and investment. We see these commitments at the highest levels of our governments. When President Biden and President Marcos met last month, they discussed new initiatives to enhance economic and energy security, and invest in critical infrastructure. At USTDA, we view this as a call to action to all of us. For 30 years, USTDA has formed partnerships to mobilize capital and bring US innovation to infrastructure projects across the Indo-Pacific. We provide grant-based funding to prepare infrastructure projects. This includes demonstrating the viability of new technologies and creating a business case to help attract financing for their deployment. At last year's forum, we announced a call for proposals and received almost 100 new requests for USTDA funding. As a result, we are now working with US company Yucama Inc. on a pilot project to demonstrate how its solar-powered base stations can provide cellular internet connectivity for 1,000 underserved customers in the Federated States of Micronesia. Our pilot includes a feasibility study to help scale this coverage to 50,000 customers and replicate the project in 7 Pacific Island nations. USTDA was able to support this project because of this forum and because of our commitment to being a present and active partner. Over the past year, we have also deepened our partnership with the Philippines on its clean energy priorities. Our countries are among the world's top producers of geothermal power, which makes us natural partners in the sector. Working with the Philippines Energy Development Corporation, we are piloting a technology from US company Green Fire Energy that can enhance the performance of the country's underperforming geothermal wells and increase their output by up to 150 megawatts of power. This is a novel and cost-effective way of revitalizing our clean energy infrastructure in pursuit of a more sustainable future. As Vice President Kamala Harris noted in a letter to mark the occasion of today's forum, and I'll quote, "Through the Indo-Pacific Business Forum, the premier public-private United States government initiative to promote trade, investment, and economic cooperation, we are delivering results, investing in sustainable infrastructure, creating resilient supply chains, including for critical minerals, accelerating adoption of clean energy, and more." And as we know, the implementation of priority projects such as these requires the mobilization of capital. This is why the US government launched an investment accelerator under the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, or IPEF, which will scale high-standard project financing for IPEF's emerging economies. The White House designated USTDA to lead the project preparation facility in support of this effort, with an eye toward mobilizing hundreds of millions of dollars in capital for inclusive and resilient infrastructure. Our goal is to work with you to create an ecosystem that leverages the resources and capabilities of project developers, private sector in the United States and in our partner countries, financial institutions, and like-minded partners who are committed to a free and open Indo-Pacific. In a few moments, you will see this ecosystem in action as we sign new grant agreements to support the development of 2 new digital infrastructure projects. These include a subsea cable project that will help expand high-speed internet connectivity in Bangladesh, and a rural connectivity project that will help to bridge the digital divide right here in the Philippines. This forum is ultimately about taking action together on our shared priorities. So today, I would encourage all of us to be problem solvers, to think without limitation, and to plan with intent. Our shared success depends on the quality of our partnerships. And for today, there is no better place in the Indo-Pacific to build these partnerships than right here in Manila at our 6th Indo-Pacific Business Forum. I wish you all a productive and enjoyable day. Thank you so much. I would ask you now to please turn your attention to the screens to hear from the US Secretary of State, Antony Blinken.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us at the 6th Indo-Pacific Business Forum. I'm grateful to President Marcos and our friends in the Philippines for co-hosting this gathering. As President Biden often says, the future of the 21st century economy is going to be largely written in the Indo-Pacific. The United States is working with our partners to deliver on a shared vision of a free and open, connected, prosperous, secure, and resilient region. When we talk about free and open, we mean problems will be dealt with openly, rules will be reached transparently and applied fairly, and goods, ideas, and people will flow freely in the skies, across land, cyberspace, and the open seas. To realize this vision, we've launched new partnerships, like the 14-country Indo-Pacific Economic Framework, or IPEF, elevated and raised the ambitions of the Quad, reinvigorated our engagement with ASEAN and APEC. We've also boosted our engagement with the private sector, with the entrepreneurs, the innovators, and businesses of all sizes and sectors that are the engines of our economies and our prosperity. We created the Indo-Pacific Business Forum to provide an opportunity to forge new collaborations, to spur innovation, to drive investment in shared priorities. That includes emerging technologies, where our region is playing an enormous role in developing and deploying the innovations that will power our future, from semiconductors to artificial intelligence to clean energy. Together, we can build a trusted tech ecosystem that empowers our communities and grows our economies. We'll also focus on high-quality infrastructure. Just last month, through a partnership between IPEF and the Partnership for Global Infrastructure and Investment, the United States, the Philippines, and Japan announced the Luzon Economic Corridor. This project will connect high-impact economic areas, including hubs for agribusiness and chips manufacturing, across the Philippines through financially, environmentally, and socially responsible investments in rails and ports, unlocking even more prosperity. We want to pave the way for more transformative investments like this across the region. Today's forum also gives us the chance to team up to strengthen supply chains, to expand digital connectivity, to build the clean energy economy of the future, all while protecting and strengthening worker rights across the region. The partnerships we create and the investments we unlock at today's forum will help shape the trajectory of our shared region and the world, helping bring about a more prosperous, secure, and hopeful future for all. The United States is grateful for your participation. We're glad to be your partner. Best of luck for a successful and productive forum.
Please welcome the Assistant Secretary of the Bureau of East Asian and Pacific Affairs at the U.S. Department of State, the Honorable Daniel Crittenbrink.
Good morning, everyone. I'm deeply honored to be here with you today, and I want to wish you all a very good morning and, again, warmly welcome you to the 6th Annual Indo-Pacific Business Forum. President Marcos, thank you so much for being here, and more importantly, thank you for your partnership and for your leadership to strengthen all aspects of the U.S.-Philippines bilateral relationship, as well as our steadfast engagement on regional priorities, including particularly on the economic and commercial front. I'm confident, Mr. President, thanks to your leadership, our partnership and our alliance have never been stronger. Thank you very much. Distinguished government and business leaders from the United States, the Philippines, and the region, it's my pleasure to echo what my friend Eno Ebong just and warmly welcome you to this 6th Annual Indo-Pacific Business Forum. We greatly appreciate your supporting this year's IPBF, and it's a privilege to be here in Manila together to focus on ways we can advance public-private collaboration across the region. Again, I'd like to offer a special thanks to our Philippine co-host, President Marcos, all of our senior officials here from the Philippines government, including Secretary Pascal, Secretary Manalo, Secretary Go, and many others. Again, I want to thank Director Obong and our amazing partners at the U.S. Trade and Development Agency as well, and the entire U.S. government interagency who have helped to support and organize this forum. My boss, Secretary of State Antony Blinken, just provided a moment ago an excellent overview of how co-hosting the IPBF with our Philippine partners fits within the broader context of expanded U.S. economic engagement with the region under the Biden-Harris administration's Indo-Pacific strategy. As Secretary Blinken highlighted, this forum is an important opportunity for us to convene and create new opportunities for economic progress, for businesses to collaborate, and for innovation to spark. I'd like to take this opportunity to expand further on some of the Secretary's points and share more detail on some of the ways we're working hard with allies and partners in the region through a variety of economic and commercial platforms to ensure that we are creating a more prosperous future together. We believe fundamentally that the prosperity of everyday Americans is inextricably linked to the Indo-Pacific. This region is the fastest growing on the planet. It accounts for 60% of the world economy and 2/3 of all economic growth over the last 5 years. It's home to more than half the world's people, many of the world's largest economies. Every defining issue of the 21st century, from climate change to global health to the future of technology, runs through this region. That means we have a responsibility to work together to ensure the health and prosperity of the region's economy. The IPBF, as the premier U.S. government-sponsored business event in the region, highlights the essential economic partnership between the United States and the Indo-Pacific. America's globally leading companies continue to be the top source of foreign direct investment in the region, with nearly $1 trillion in U.S. investments, and roughly the same $1 trillion invested in the United States by firms across the Indo-Pacific. The U.S. also remains a major trading partner for the Indo-Pacific, with more than $2 trillion in two-way trade, and exports to the region and investments from the Indo-Pacific support almost 4 million U.S. jobs. As the Secretary noted, the administration's Indo-Pacific strategy, launched just over 2 years ago, seeks to advance a free, open, secure, prosperous, and resilient region. At the core of this approach is building connections with allies, partners, and friends, both within and beyond the region, to create and support a lattice work or a network of strong and mutually reinforcing initiatives to build collective capacity and more innovatively tackle our shared problems together. Central to the Indo-Pacific Strategy's economic prosperity pillar are the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework for Prosperity, or IPEF, our continued support for APEC following the successful 2023 host year, the U.S. host year, and expanded economic cooperation through the Quad, as well as deepening economic ties with ASEAN. I'd like to say a little bit about each of these initiatives. Regarding IPEF, President Biden launched IPEF with 13 regional partners in 2022, providing an affirmative model for economic cooperation that addresses the major challenges of the 21st century, including supply chain resilience, trade, a clean energy transition, and anti-corruption. IPEF represents the administration's affirmative vision of economic cooperation in support of a free and open, connected, prosperous, and resilient Indo-Pacific. Importantly, the membership of IPEF reflects the economic diversity of this region, as well as the interconnectivity among partner countries that drives economic growth, job creation, and innovation. After starting negotiations only 2 years ago, the United States and our 13 partners substantially concluded 3 of the IPEF's 4-pillar agreements by the APEC Economic Leaders Week in San Francisco last November. And in doing so, they have built a foundation for continued collaboration in key areas for our economies. This includes a first-of-its-kind international IPEF supply chain agreement that recently came into force and gives partners new tools to collaborate to prevent supply chain disruptions and work together in the event of a severe supply chain interruption, delay, or shortage does occur. IPEF partners also substantially concluded negotiations on the Clean Economy Agreement, a groundbreaking international agreement that supports partners' clean economy transition and drives climate-related investment. IPEF partners also substantially included negotiations on the Fair Economy Agreement, an innovative agreement to strengthen anti-corruption efforts and enhance tax transparency and efficiency that aims to strengthen the investment climate in the region, decrease corruption's drag on GDP, and pave the way for new investments. The PGI IPEF Investment Accelerator that Eno mentioned just a moment ago will advance infrastructure collaboration by providing IPEF developing country partners with support to accelerate high-standard infrastructure investment in critical sectors like transportation, clean energy, and digital connectivity. We're proud that President Biden, President Marcos, and Prime Minister Kishida jointly announced last month, following their historic Trilateral Leaders Summit meeting in Washington, that the IPEF Investment Accelerator's first area of focus will be the Luzon Economic Corridor. This will spur investment in connectivity and critical infrastructure, and we are incredibly hopeful for its prospects. And today at IPBF, we will also launch an IPEF network of small and medium enterprises, which will strengthen people-to-people and business-to-business ties across the entire region. Regarding APEC, APEC provides a platform for the United States and partners to enhance economic engagement. As part of our enduring commitment to the region and broad-based economic growth, the United States hosted APEC in 2023. Our theme was creating a resilient and sustainable future for all. And the consensus Golden Gate Leaders Declaration, finalized during the APEC Leaders Week in San Francisco, underscored new opportunities for cooperation. The United States leveraged our 2023 APEC host year to collaborate with partners to address our most pressing problems and to showcase the importance of engagement with the APEC region for American prosperity, including through public-private collaboration and robust policy outcomes on economic inclusion, sustainable economic growth, the digital economy, and economic resilience. Throughout our APEC 2023 host year and beyond, including Peru's 2024 host year this year, we have and will continue to advance a practical economic policy agenda that benefits workers, businesses, and families in the United States and across the entire region. And we very much look forward to the APEC Forum returning to Asia in 2025, when our friends from the Republic of Korea host. Regarding the Quad, which goes well beyond APEC and IPEF, we dramatically expanded economic cooperation. The Quad is now delivering on substantive infrastructure, climate, clean energy, health, and technology benefits for Southeast Asia, South Asia, and the Pacific Islands. For example, through the Quad Vaccine Pledge, we and our partners financed, manufactured, and delivered over 400 million COVID-19 vaccine doses to the entire region. We continue to strengthen laboratory disease surveillance capabilities, provide digital health platforms, and develop outbreak response training for the region. At the Quad Leaders Summit last year, we announced the creation of 1,800 Quad Infrastructure Fellowships for project managers across the region. And under the Quad Cables Partnership, the United States has provided training and capacity building for over 1,000 telecom officials and executives to ensure the security and resiliency of subsea cable systems. Turning to ASEAN, the United States supports ASEAN centrality and the ASEAN outlook on the Indo-Pacific. And since elevating our relationship to a comprehensive strategic partnership in 2022, we've seen an unprecedented expansion in U.S. economic engagement, marked by the launch of new ministerial dialogue processes on health, the environment and climate, energy, transportation, and women's empowerment. We are proud to be supporting Laos this year in its efforts as the 2024 ASEAN Chair, including by working with ASEAN on priorities that support Laos and its theme year of enhancing connectivity and resilience. This includes work on the digital economy, artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, and climate and the environment. As a proud dialogue partner of ASEAN, the United States is responding to ASEAN member state requests by providing technical assistance on the development of the ASEAN Digital Economy Framework Agreement, including through research support, workshops, and stakeholder engagements to advance a fair, inclusive, and innovative economy. We welcome the issuance of ASEAN's AI Guide on Ethics and Governance, and will work with ASEAN to develop an AI roadmap, a complementary effort focused on providing national and regional recommendations. We're also committed to building a more resilient region. On climate, environment, and energy cooperation, we're supporting the advancement of the ASEAN power grid to enable increased multilateral trade of clean energy. And under the auspices of the ASEAN-US Health Cooperation Plan, we're launching new activities related to the ASEAN Public Health Emergency Coordination System. Now, our regional economic efforts in IPEF, APEC, the Quad, and with ASEAN are mirrored by the tremendous growth in our bilateral ties across the region. And we have actively strengthened economic ties with partners across the entire Indo-Pacific. Of course, we're delighted, Mr. President, that one of the outcomes of your visit to Washington in May 2023 was a commitment to co-host the Indo-Pacific Business Forum here in Manila, together with you and your government as our key partners in prosperity. It's been a busy 2024 for for the U.S.-Philippines Economic Partnership. This included the Presidential Trade and Investment Mission led by Secretary Raimundo, and that included 50 American business leaders that announced more than $1 billion in investments, as well as high-level visits by Undersecretary of State for Economic Growth, Energy, and the Environment, Jose Fernandez, Assistant Secretary for Economic and Business Affairs, Ramin Tuloy, and the Millennium Challenge Corporation CEO, Alice Albright. And today, the IPBF brings U.S. government leaders from across the entire U.S. government, from USTDA, PGI, EXIM, DFC, USTR, Commerce, and the State Department here in Manila to engage with all of you on how we can strengthen the economic ties between our countries that we know will drive mutual prosperity across our two countries and the entire region for decades to come. So, across all these new U.S. economic efforts, the essential feature of our approach is to deepen our collaboration with allies and partners to drive sustainable and inclusive prosperity. And I'd like to close by again emphasizing the importance of the private sector in this effort, particularly including the many world-class American companies who are here in the room with us today. As our economies grow and develop, public-private collaboration will be the key ingredient. And today's forum is an opportunity for government officials and business representatives to hear each other's perspectives and build a foundation for even greater prosperity and collaboration in the future. Thank you very much.
Please welcome the Secretary of the Philippines' Department of Trade and Industry, the Honorable Alfredo Pascual.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, His Excellency Ferdinand R. Marcos Jr.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you, Trade and Industry Secretary Fred Pascual. Please take your seats. The Excellencies of the Diplomatic Corps, U.S. Trade and Development Agency Director Ino Ebong, the Bureau of East Asia and Pacific Affairs Assistant Secretary Daniel Crittenbrink, the honorable members of the Cabinet that are here present with us today, honorable members of the Senate and the House of Representatives of the Philippines, all the participants, and I believe there is a fair number of you. There's 740, more or less, attendees to this, which is, gives us a very fine cross-section of the business and government agencies and entities that have an interest in what we are going to be doing here in this Indo-Pacific Business Forum. The other distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is an honor to address you today at the 6th Indo-Pacific Business Forum, a testament to our collective vision for a resilient and prosperous Indo-Pacific region. Through this economic framework, 14 partner nations have embarked on a transformative journey aiming to foster sustainable and inclusive economic growth. This forum's success is particularly significant as it precedes the inaugural IPBF Clean Economy Investor Forum in Singapore this June. The key themes we are discussing today, clean energy, digital transformation, supply chain resilience, infrastructure, emerging technologies, are at the heart of the IPBF agenda. These areas represent the pillars of our shared future, driving energy, security, decarbonization, digital trust, robust supply chains, and of course, technological innovation. The recent U.S. Presidential Trade and Investment Mission further solidified our commitment to deeper economic ties. We sought greater participation in global value chains, increased foreign direct investment, and a sustained, robust economic growth, recognizing that an economically strong Philippines will be a valuable ally in the region. The Philippines' co-hosting of the 6th IPBF reaffirms our dedication to stronger stakeholder engagement and to deeper economic ties that are worker-centered, sustainably driven, inclusive, and targeted towards meaningful economic activity for all our countries. This forum provides a platform to showcase our investment opportunities, economic potential, and ongoing development projects, solidifying our leadership role in the Indo-Pacific region. As the Philippines occupies a strategic position in the Indo-Pacific, we are leveraging our strategic geopolitical location, economic engagements, and participation in regional agreements. With this region accounting for over 1/3 of global economic activity, this presents immense opportunities for our nation. We are proud to be a major contributor, with our GDP ranking amongst the fastest growing in the region, coupled with our burgeoning population and significant trading outputs. I am proud to share that our economic achievements have been outstanding in the last 2023. The Philippines' 5.5 GDP growth surpassed major economies in Asia, based on the latest available data. Foreign direct investment continues to flow in, with 4 consecutive months of expansion. Our investment pledges have also soared, reflecting a healthy pipeline of inward FDI. Notably, IPBF partner countries play a significant role in our robust economic growth, contributing substantially to our FDI and other approved investments. Through these economic strengths, we aspire to transform the Philippine economy into a regional hub for smart and sustainable manufacturing and for services. On April 11, 2024, we discussed one of the most important collaborations amongst our IPBF partner countries, the Luzon Economic Corridor. Given Luzon, our northernmost and largest and most economically active island in the Philippines, given Luzon's critical status as the host of most of the Philippines' export manufacturing and high technology industries, upgrading infrastructure in this area is essential. These enhancements are crucial for empowering the workforce and facilitating the smooth flow of goods and services. We have earmarked key projects to spur growth in the Luzon Economic Corridor, creating strategic connections between Subic, Clark, and the Calabarzon region, a prime location for export manufacturing firms. These initiatives will enhance freight transport services, mobility, and access to key economic zones, ensuring business continuity and positioning the Philippines as a regional hub for agribusiness and logistics in the Asia-Pacific. Our renewable energy potential, with over 491,821 megawatts from sources like geothermal, hydropower, solar, and wind, is ready to be harnessed. Recent amendments to our Renewable Energy Act allow 100% foreign ownership of our resources, making us an attractive destination for clean energy investments. We intend to tap this vast potential as we target to increase the share of renewables in our power generation mix from the current 22% to 50% by the year 2040. Since the COVID-19 pandemic and other socio-political concerns exposed the vulnerabilities of supply chains, we also emphasize the need for diversification and for resilience. As mentioned, we are focused on developing priority industries like electronics, semiconductors, critical minerals, and we want to attract investments that generate employment and strengthen our position in the global value chain. The Philippines is also embracing digital transformation. with a government-led strategy to enhance digital infrastructure, connectivity, and business facilitation. With micro, small, and medium enterprises at the heart of the Philippine economy, and for that matter, at the heart of the economies in the Indo-Pacific, we equip them with necessary tools to become a sustainable business. We believe that Indo-Pacific investors have the potential to contribute significantly to the expansion of such businesses. The Philippines also offers a strategic location with a robust experience and record in the ITBPM competencies and a strong direction towards upgrading business process outsourcing into knowledge process outsourcing, such as market intelligence, business analytics, legal services, and AI, amongst others. Furthermore, the Philippines can serve as a platform for companies to access the more than 600 million strong Southeast Asian consumer market. Our proximity to these growing economies can allow them to enter other supply chains and be part of inter-country economic systems, creating more opportunities for collaboration and for partnership. Our Build Better More infrastructure program, encompassing 185 priority projects worth 9.5 trillion Philippine pesos, is set to transform our nation's infrastructure landscape. These projects contribute to our goal to be the next logistics hub in Asia. But achieving this requires a whole-of-nation approach, particularly private investments. Therefore, we invite foreign investors to participate in this endeavor through public-private partnerships, engineering procurement, and construction contract, and for feasibility studies as well. With the Public-Private Partnership Code, we have accelerated the delivery of critical projects, fostering economic growth and enhancing the quality of life for all Filipinos. This landmark legislation makes collaboration between the government and the private sector even more efficient. Additionally, the recent establishment of the Maharlika Investment Fund, our sovereign wealth fund, demonstrates our strong commitment to strategically invest in key sectors that will accelerate national development. This fund plays a vital role in financing critical infrastructure projects, stimulating economic growth, and generating long-term returns for the benefit of all Filipinos. By mobilizing resources and attracting private capital, the Maharlika Fund will be pivotal in our goal of creating more opportunities for future generations. Let us now talk about transportation. While we have not yet reached the point of seamless, smart transportation, we are not standing still either. We have a wide range of programs and projects underway, all aimed at making our transport systems more efficient and our cities smarter. At the heart of this effort is our national transport policy. This policy recognizes the crucial role that transportation plays in our socio-economic development. This is about enabling inclusive and sustainable growth and helping us achieve our broader national goals. Since this program requires a coordinated effort, agencies such as the Department of Public Works and Highways, the Department of Transportation, and the National Economic and Development Authority are working together to develop and implement transportation projects that truly meet the needs of the Filipino people and of the Philippine economy. We are investing in everything from roads and railways to ports to airports, all intending to create a transport network that is safe, efficient, and accessible to everyone. Such are the lessons learned from the pandemic. We are also embracing new technologies to make our transport systems smarter, more responsive to changing needs. There is a long way to go still, but we are committed to making the Philippines a leader in smart and sustainable transportation. And we believe that with the right investments and partnerships, we will achieve that goal. In terms of legislation, we are committed to creating a conducive business environment. Our game-changing reforms such as the Corporate Recovery and Tax Incentive for Enterprises, or CREATE Act, and initiatives like the Ease of Doing Business Act and the Green Lanes for Strategic Investments Executive Order underscore this determination to attract and to support foreign investment. Significantly, there is now in the pipeline, the Create More Act, which represents a significant leap forward as we expand and refine the incentives introduced under the original Create Act. Through this, we are making the Philippines even more attractive for investments, both local and foreign. With Create More, we enhance the existing incentives by widening the range of eligible activities and providing greater flexibility in the application process. Additionally, it streamlines administrative procedures, reducing bureaucratic hurdles, making it easier for businesses to access such benefits. Through these reforms, we assure you that the Philippine government is fully committed to supporting and facilitating your business endeavors in our country. We extend our hand in partnership and stand ready to provide any assistance that you may require as you navigate the business landscape of the Philippines. And last but not least, we are also at the forefront of actively promoting the Philippines as a prime investment destination through strategic partnerships such as free trade agreements and the generalized system of preference, ensuring that investors in the Philippines benefit from such preferential market access. Through our ties with different countries, our nation enjoys access to various markets, including the ASEAN market, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, the Philippines-Japan Economic Partnership Agreement, amongst others. These agreements underscore our commitment to fostering economic growth and international cooperation. With RCEP, investors can access other markets from RCEP countries by manufacturing and exporting their products from the Philippines. It is important as well, not just to be physically in the right location, but also to have access to other markets by way of FTAs and other tools. The Philippines is one of the best countries when it comes to all of these. Allow me to wear my salesman's hat for a little bit. Before I end, I want to emphasize the Philippine economy is not only growing, but I should say it is also thriving. In fact, we are one of the fastest growing economies in the world. We are committed to fostering and continuing this momentum. We are continuing to formulate transformative reforms to ensure a conducive business environment, cultivate a skilled and competitive workforce to drive industrial transformation. Through these steadfast efforts, we are attracting foreign investments that are not only fueling our growth, but also broadening our economic base. As we forge international collaboration and trade agreements, we create stronger economic ties with nations across the globe. Therefore, I am confident to be able to say that the Philippines stands at a pivotal moment in its economic journey. We remain at the forefront of ensuring collaboration, innovation, and a shared vision for a prosperous Indo-Pacific region. Together we can unlock unprecedented opportunities for growth and for development. So we invite you to join us in this exciting journey, and together let us make it happen in the Philippines. Thank you very much, and good morning.
May we request the President to grant us a photo opportunity. Thank you, Mr. President. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the first half of our morning session. We would like to request everyone to please remain seated until the President has left the ballroom. Thank you.
Choose Nankid Optipro, the only one with B-lactose probiotic, clinically proven to fight infections.